Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Riley. If you're not new here, then welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping in again. You probably know me from TikTok. I'm the girl who talks about Penn State all the time because it's just my entire personality trait. That's where I go to school and I love it so much. So that's kind of what the topic of today's video is. I feel like in my TikTok videos, I only have a limited amount of time that I can catch everybody's attention span, and I don't really get to get all of my points across like I would like to, and then I'm answering a million questions in the comments. So for today's video, I'm going to sit down and tell you everything you need to know as a freshman coming into Penn State. This might be a little bit longer of a video, but I think it will be really helpful, and I think it'll just be nice to just get everything done and said in one video, and then I can just refer you guys to my YouTube video whenever you ask me questions in the comments. So I'm going to do a whole other video about just general college advice, but for today I'm going to stick to what I know best, and that is Penn State. So let's get into the video. Alright, I've got my entire list of stuff right here, so let's get into it. I'm going to start all the way from the summer, and then I'm going to take you all the way to the end of the school year. I just think that that is the easiest way to stay on topic and not forget things, even though there's a lot of information, so I might still forget some stuff. You can let me know in the comments, and I can always do a second part to this video if there are more questions in the comments. First thing we're going to talk about is summer session. Summer session is for students who either might not be getting accepted into main campus if they don't do a few classes over the summer, or students who might have to go there early because they're in the honors college or for whatever academic reasons. You have to go to Penn State in the summer. There's nothing wrong with going to summer session. It's honestly more of an advantage than you think it is, because you get to make friends before anybody else, and you get to figure out campus and get adjusted to college life before college even starts. And when it's not as crazy in the summer, it's literally just the freshmen doing summer session and the athletes, and then anybody who might be staying in state college over the summer for like an internship or a job. All you do, I think, is take 2 to 3 classes. There are parties, so you get really well adjusted to college life, and it's basically the same exact thing as regular Penn State during the school year, except you're just the only people there, like I said, besides the athletes. So that is really nice. Also in summer session, you usually get to stay in the nicer dorms because the new student orientation is going on in the unrenovated dorms. The room assignments come out, and you get assigned your dorm. The room assignments are completely random at Penn State, not like other schools where the sooner you put in your roommate preferences and your dorm preferences that you get put up higher on the list and you're more likely to get it. No, that's not how it works. The only reason you would be more likely to get a renovated dorm over an unrenovated dorm is if there were like health concerns, you know, or some reason that you couldn't live in the unrenovated dorm. That would be like the only reason that you got put in a renovated dorm, okay? And they also say that your roommate is not guaranteed, but like if you both put each other down, you're getting your roommate. They just kind of say that because they don't want you to put someone down and then them to not put you down and then like them get stuck with you. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you put somebody else down, but like another person put you, and then you guys get like stuck together, and that wasn't your roommate that you really wanted. So as long as you and your roommate put each other down, you have the same preferences, there should be no problem with your roommate. 5 different sets of dorms at Penn State: North, South, East, West, and Pollock, okay? So let's talk about it, because they're all very different, and they're all located in different spots on campus. Where I lived, and the dorms that are unrenovated, is Pollock, which everybody says it's like the worst place to live. It's so awful. It's so bad. Let me tell you, it was not the best, okay? It was pretty bad. I was sick almost all the time. The no AC was really crappy. We had to build our own bed risers, but it is not the end of the world. I hope that people realize that when you are getting your dorm assignment, it's not like you're going to be staying in the Ritz-Carlton, okay? Like, you need to realize that it's a dorm. It's a dorm. I still don't understand how Penn State allows people to live in those unrenovated dorms. They're literally from the 60s. They have not been touched since. So I just feel like it's very like unhygienic to have people live there. Like if you have asthma or any kind of health concerns, you really should not be living in those unrenovated dorms. That would be in Pollock and South. Pollock and South are basically like one set of dorms. There's only like one little road that separates them, and they are the best location. And I say that because they are right on campus. Like Pollock Road. It's literally called Pollock Road. Goes straight down campus. You're right next to the Millennium Building. You're right next to Thomas. You're a 5-minute walk from the hub. And it's also great because not only are you obviously close to the Pollock Commons, where the Pollock Dining Hall is, but you're also close to the South Commons. So that's really nice because you can go to South or Pollock, whereas the other people who live in West, North, and East really only have their dining hall commons. East is the brand new renovated dorms. Some of them are not even open yet because they're still being constructed, so they're that new. Like, I'm talking brand new. When you walk in there, it looks like a literal hotel. And one big difference between the unrenovated and the renovated dorms, aside from the fact that they're obviously old and there's no AC, that in the renovated dorms, you do not have communal bathrooms, but in the unrenovated dorms, you do. So in the renovated dorms, what they actually have is individual, like, bathroom stalls, is kind of what I call them. And I don't really know exactly how many there are on the floor. I want to say, like, 3 or 4. And you just walk in there. Obviously, you have to wait until somebody else is done, which kind of sucks, but you walk in there and there's a shower, sink, toilet right in there, and it's just you in that room. So you don't have to worry about anybody else like showering right next to you. Like, no, you don't have to worry about that. I would still bring shower shoes and a shower caddy and like a robe and stuff so that you can easily like bring your stuff into the bathroom. But that is a really big perk. Other than the fact that they are gorgeous and they look like you're staying at a 5-star hotel, Ritz-Carlton. Not every single dorm looks that way. Then there's the North Halls, which I believe are renovated, but I don't know if they're all renovated. I've heard really good things about North because it is so quiet over there. It's so peaceful. But the problem that you're going to find in West, North, and East that you're not going to have to deal with in South or Pollock is the fact that North, West, and East are all on the back side of campus, whereas downtown and the frats, the bars, the restaurants, the shops, they are all on the front side of campus, basically right in front of South and Pollock on College Avenue, okay? So if you are living in any of those other dorms, East, North, or West, you have to take a bus every time you want to go out. Like, you could walk, but that's like almost an hour-long walk from North or East to the frats. Like, that's kind of an exaggeration. It's probably like 30, 40 minutes, but nobody wants to walk that far. Whereas from Pollock or South, it's only like a 5-minute walk to get downtown, and then it's about a 15-minute walk to get to Frat Row because it is a little bit back off of campus. And West is also right on campus. West is a pretty good location, but it's just this thing that you're going to find with North and West is that they're in random spots. So while they are good locations to different things, they're not very central to the rest of campus, which is why Pollock or South is nice because they're very centrally located where you can easily get to almost any building within 15 to 25 minutes, and then you're right downtown and you're right by the frats. West and North, you can also, and all of them, East is a little bit far, but West and North are more on campus. West is literally right next to the library, and part of West is renovated, part of it is unrenovated, I believe. I know that part of West is also unrenovated, so I don't know, but West has a good dining hall, I've heard. We're going to talk about that in a second. The thing with those 3 dorms, West, East, and North, is that they're not like centrally located on campus. So it's kind of just like you got to take the bus to get downtown. You got to take the bus from West or North if you want to get to the football games, which you kind of have to do in any dorm except for East. The thing about East is it is right next to the intramural building, which is the brand new gym. It's also right next to the creamery, which if you don't know what the creamery is and you're going to Penn State, come on, you got to learn that. It's our infamous ice cream shop. It's amazing. And also, East is like right on the corner where the Bryce Jordan Center, Medler Field, and Beaver Stadium are. So it's really easy to get to tailgates. It's super easy to get to all of the sporting events that are over there. Let's move into the dining halls / the commons in all of these areas. You're going to find really similar things in the commons of each of the different halls. Okay, so the North, South, East, West, and Pollock commons. What you're going to find in there is the mailroom. So that is where you will go pick up your mail. Whichever set of dorms you live in, you will pick up your mail from that common. So I lived in Pollock. I picked up my mail from Pollock Commons. You'll get the address when you move in. Super easy. They'll email you when your package is there. You just go tap your ID card and they bring it to you. So easy. Another thing that you will find in every single one of the commons is a market. So it's just like a little grocery store basically. You can get like almost anything in there. They sell like food, but then they also sell like laundry detergent, school supplies, Everything in there is super, super overpriced, but you can use your meal plan and your Lion Cash in there. So in the Commons, you will find the dining halls. So all of the dining halls are a little bit different, but they all have similar things. I will say though, I've never been into North or West, so I don't honestly really know too much about North or West, just things that I've heard. Pollock is a little bit different because it's just a buffet, which means you could either love it or hate it because you have to eat whatever is on the buffet menu for that day, which could sometimes be like absolutely disgusting. But it can be really nice if like you eat a lot because you can just keep going and keep eating things. Like I used to love it. When it was food that I liked for dinner, I used to love going to Pollock because like I'm one of those people where I'm always still hungry after I eat, so I would go back and eat some more or go get some ice cream because they always have the creamery ice cream in all the dining halls, which is really cool. Pollock is just the buffet. So you walk in and the only thing that you have in Pollock is the buffet, and you walk in to the left and they have the rotating menu, so whatever item is on the menu that night, it changes every day. Over on that side of the dining hall to the left is also where they have like the waffle station in the morning. That's where they have the ice cream station, and they also have fruit and like dessert on that side, which the dessert changes every night also. Then when you walk up the stairs to the Pollock dining hall, instead of going left towards the rotating menu, you can go to the right, and to the right they have a salad bar, they have a pizza and pasta station, which the pizza changes every night and so does the pasta, but they always have like red sauce. So that's super nice if you're a picky eater. And then they also have like a Mediterranean spot over there, but that menu is not the same every night either. You can look on the Penn State Go app to check the menu for the buffet, okay? And the one thing about the buffet is it's going to be the same meal at the buffet at all the dining halls, because all of the dining halls will have a buffet. So now the rest of the dining halls, not like Pollock, they have different options. So all the rest of them, north, south, east, west. When you walk up into the dining hall, down into the dining hall, wherever it is in the Commons, it'll be easy to find. You walk in there and there are multiple different stations, okay? There's going to be the Edge, which is the Starbucks, which they do have at Pollock. It's just like not in with the dining hall. It's downstairs by the market. You'll have the Edge, which is the Starbucks, and then you'll have a bunch of different options, so you can choose if you want to go into the buffet. But then there's also like a station right here where you can get Chipotle bowls, or you could get pasta right here. You can get acai bowls here. There's an Indian place over here. There's a cheesesteak place here. So it's a little bit different because there's other options, but those menus never change. So you're always going to find the same things there, but if they do ever change, you can just check right on the Penn State Go app. I'll actually show you exactly how to do it. So you open up Penn State Go, if it wants to load. This app you absolutely have to download if you're going to Penn State. You're going to click on the dining option, and then you're going to scroll down to whatever one you want to go to. Today we want to go to Pollock, all right? I'm going to click on Pollock Dining Commons. I'm going to set the meal to dinner. And I'm going to scroll down and you're going to see options for what they have at every single place. Okay, so say you wanted to order food one night, like you wanted to order ahead, and some places like the acai bowl stands and stuff like that, you have to order ahead. I always honestly recommend ordering ahead unless you don't know what you want, because sometimes you just have to wait for forever. So say I wanted to order food ahead, you're going to stay in the same spot, the dining, but you're going to click Penn State Eats Mobile. It's going to open this up, all of the possible restaurants that you could order from on Penn State Eats Mobile. All right, I want to go to Flips in Finley Commons. So I want chicken tenders. I'm going to click that I want chicken tenders. I'm going to add it to my cart. Go to my order, and then it's going to give you a pickup time. It's going to give you a pickup location, which is just going to be at whatever restaurant you're ordering it from. And then you can choose your payment method, and if you're on a meal plan, you can choose your meal plan, you can choose your Lion Cash, or you can even just put your card on there, and then you place your order. They'll send you an email with the time that it's ready, and they will also send you an email when your order is ready so that you know that, okay, it's time to go pick it up. That's kind of the whole gist on the dining halls. There's nothing else really to say about that. Some of them have the buffets and multiple options, and then Pollock just has the buffet. All the buffets will have the same menu, and if for some reason they don't, you can go and check online what the other ones have. While we are talking about the dining halls, I want to quickly explain the difference between the meal plan and Lion Cash. Your meal plan is a set amount of money that you pick. You pick that you either want 1, 2, or 3 meals a day. And I know it can seem confusing when you're picking it out because you buy your meal plan based on 1, 2, 3 meals a day. but we do not have meal swipes. What you get is just a big chunk of money based on what meal plan you pick. So 1, 2, or 3, and they just give you the amount of money basically that is equal to like 1, 2, or 3 meals a day. At least that's kind of how I assume it is, because I don't understand why they would ask you that and then give you money, right? Different amounts of money for different levels of the meal plan. So you can always drop your meal plan. So if you have too much money left on your meal plan at the end of your first semester, you can drop your meal plan for second semester, which I highly recommend doing, because your meal plan money you do not get back if you do not use it at the end of the year. So it'll transfer to the next semester. It will not transfer to the next school year. Your meal plan, like I said, it's a set amount of money that you pay for the school year, for the semester. So it goes by semester, and you get a certain amount of money that you can use anywhere. Like I just showed you, anywhere that's on that Penn State Eats mobile app, and anywhere on campus you can use your meal plan. You just tell them, I want to use my meal plan. They say, okay, you tap your ID, and that's how you pay for it. You get a discount if you use the meal plan at the dining halls and the Edge, but any of the chain restaurants on campus like Burger King, Starbucks, Jamba Juice, they will not give you a discount, but you can still use your meal plan. You cannot use your meal plan downtown, because downtown is not considered campus. That's considered downtown State College. Lion Cash, on the other hand, is basically what I like to call like your Penn State bank account. It's basically like a debit account. You can just go in there and you can put money into that account that you can use anywhere. You can use your meal plan, you can use Lion Cash on campus anywhere. You can even use Lion Cash some places downtown, and they might even give you like a 10 to 15% off discount. And so Lion Cash is just your own money that you're putting into that account. Maybe people are giving you money, your parents are giving you money to put in there. It's your own money that you put in there. But as a freshman, you need to have money in your Lion Cash, because Lion Cash is how you pay for laundry. When you get there, you need to tap your ID onto the laundry, and that's how you pay for it. It's not with coins, it's with Lion Cash, and you cannot use your card. Like, you have to use Lion Cash. So make sure that you have money in there, because I think it's $1.25 per load. So it's $1.25 every time you use a machine, whether that's washer, dryer. It's not $1.25 to wash and dry your clothes. It's $1.25 to wash your clothes, and then $1.25 to dry your clothes. So it's kind of expensive, and you need to use Lion Cash. They don't let you use anything else. Now, what's the biggest thing that you're thinking about when you get to Penn State in the fall? I am sure it's not class. I'm sure it's football. How do we get season football tickets? It already happened this year, but it is a random lottery. You put your name in, you give them your student email, and on the day that it comes out, you either get them or you don't. So, a typical game day routine. Whatever time the game is, if it's a noon kickoff game, you got to be at the tailgate by like 8 o'clock. That's all I gotta say. You gotta be at the student gate to get into the student section by like 11:30 at the latest. If you get there by 11:30, you're probably not making it into the student section by kickoff, but you know, you're also probably gonna have a really bad seat. So you get there, you go to the tailgates. People tailgate all different ways, okay? Either you go with your parents, you go with a family friend, you go with your friends from school. You can even go to a frat tailgate if you have friends in the frat. They're usually a little bit smaller, so sometimes it's a little bit awkward if you're not actually like friends with people in there, but there's plenty of options for the tailgates. You could even just walk around and start talking to the alumni. They are so nice and so welcoming, and they'll probably just let you tailgate with them. So plenty of things to do for the tailgates. You don't have to worry about not finding a spot to tailgate. Like I said, if it's a noon kickoff, like we're usually getting to the tailgate by like 8 o'clock in the morning. If it's like a 6 p.m. kickoff, I'm probably getting to the tailgate at like 2 or 3. Just because I like to take my time, I don't want to rush, and I want to have fun with the tailgate. It's literally the best part of the football game. Then getting into the football game, if you have a student season ticket, they will give you, well, you have to walk in through the student section. Obviously, it'll say like Nittanyville, the greatest student section in the world. It's very obvious where the student like entrance is, and you have to bring your student ID with you to the football game, because that's the only way that you can get into the student section is with a valid student ID. You have to have a student email in order to accept the student ticket, but you could be pretending to be someone else. So you need to have your student ID with you. You'll get there, you'll scan your ticket, you should have it in your Apple Wallet. It's the easiest way to do it. You'll tap your ticket, they'll check your ID, make sure it's you, and then they will give you a wristband that you literally like can't take off. It's a different color for each game. It'll have the school's logo on it, so you can't transfer it to different games. And it will also have a tab on it that is either blue, white, or gray, I think. And based on the tab, I think it's just like determined by when you get in there. They start filling it up like this way. It'll just be like different sections. So the student section is sections SA to I believe SG or SF. So say like you have a blue tag on your wristband. So say that blue tag is assigned to like sections SA to SD. Okay, so you can only go into sections SA to SD. That's just the way that they organize it in order for it to not be chaos and everybody running in there at once. So the sooner you get there, the better seats you'll get and the better section you'll get. You usually want to be like right in the middle by the field goal. It's usually the best place to go. You'll get to see a lot of people. You get to see the Lionettes, the cheerleaders, super fun. So the earlier you get into the game, the better seats you'll have. The later you get into the game, the worst seats you'll have. But honestly, the student section is the best seats in the house. So it doesn't really matter. You just might be a little bit far over in the student section and not experiencing it too much. You might not get a pom-pom, all that stuff. It's just better to get in there early and to not have to worry about it. And that's kind of the way the football works. The rest of it is just a regular football game. You can get food at the stands. You need to get a chicken basket. Absolute must. And also, let me just talk real quick. You cannot bring in you have to bring in a certain kind of bag into the stadium. It has to be a clear bag. It can only be like a certain amount of dimensions. And if you look up on Amazon, I have some linked in my storefront. If you look up on Amazon like clear stadium bag, it'll come up. You just can't bring in any kind of bag because that's kind of a big no-no. Talk about the buses. So there is an app that you can download. It's called My Stop. And through My Stop, you can look up all the different bus routes. You can look where all the different bus stops are, and you can check and see where the buses are. So say I wanted to get on the blue loop. This is the loop that I used a lot when I was living in Pollock. I can click right on the bus stop that I want to be at, and I can check when the next departures from this stop are on all the different routes, and then I can just make sure that I'm there when it gets there. You can also click on the next bus that will be coming to you to see how full it is. So right now it says it's empty. So if I look on there and it says, I think it says crushed, if it's super full, I'm just going to be like, whatever, I'm walking. You can take the bus basically anywhere. You can take the bus off campus to like Walmart, Target. You can take the bus to all of the apartments that are off campus. But I'm pretty sure that you do have to pay like maybe $1 or something for the buses if they're taking you off campus. But anywhere on campus, they're free. They even take you downtown for free. So the only time I would really ever take the buses is if it was like really heavily snowing or raining, or if I was just being like lazy for the day. If you're living in East or North or West, it would be really nice to know the bus routes that take you downtown, because you're going to need that to get to the frats and stuff. Usually everybody takes the white loop and they call it the whoop, and that's the best way to get downtown. Things that are going to happen second semester, and I'm talking rush, and I'm talking THON. Rush will happen right when you get back from Christmas break. It's going to be January. It's going to be snowing. There's going to be ice outside. It's going to be freezing cold. I'm going to film a whole other video on my rush experience, debriefing that, explaining exactly how rush works. But rush will happen in the second semester. You will have to turn in your videos before the end of Christmas break, so just make sure that you're aware of that. And yeah, it basically takes place over like a 2 to 3 week long period when you first get back from Christmas break. That's that. It kind of sucks. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but I do just want to say that Greek life at Penn State is not a make or break, okay? It's really not as intense as you think it is. There are plenty of people who are not involved in Greek life, and that's perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable at our school. I know some schools that's like not a thing. It's like if you're not in Greek life, then people think you're weird. I promise you, Penn State is not like that. It's perfectly fine. If you're not in a sorority, it's not make or break. If you are in a sorority, we do not have houses at Penn State. Whatever reason. I mean, people say they're a brothel. There's just whatever. There's a reason we don't have houses at Penn State. So what we do have is we have dorm floors in renovated South, which you obviously have to wait until sophomore year to live in them, because freshman year you're already in a dorm and they're not going to move you and kick somebody else out. It's not required to live on your sorority floor unless your specific chapter requires you to do so. But they're a renovated floor in the South, renovated halls, which is only for upperclassmen. And in that floor, it'll just be all your sorority sisters living on the floor, and you guys will have access to a little kitchenette area with a stove, a kitchen, and that's probably where you'll have like chapter and stuff. Not every sorority has a floor, but it's not the end of the world if your sorority doesn't have one, because as long as you are in a sorority, you can live on a sorority floor that like the chapter didn't completely fill. And that's basically all there is with that. The sorority housing applications will come out just after Rush, like probably after you get initiated, you'll have sorority housing in probably like February or March. So make sure you fill that out ASAP, especially if your sorority doesn't have a floor, just so that way you can get put on one. Last thing I'm going to talk about today is the best thing about Penn State, and that is THON. I cannot emphasize enough, get involved with THON. Get involved with THON. It is the best experience you will ever have in your life. It is the most rewarding, emotional, amazing weekend. Once again, I probably will have to do a whole nother video on THON because this video is getting way too long. But to give you the short rundown of THON, we raise money for THON all year long. And what we're raising money for is the 4 Diamonds Foundation. So you will donate to our donor drives. Like, for example, if you were donating to my donor drive, which I have linked in my bio. So after listening to this, if you want to donate to THON, please, all donations are accepted. We don't care how big or how small it is, every dollar makes a difference. When you donate to a donor drive, so say you're donating to me, I am raising money through the Phi Sigma Sigma chapter, and it'll just say that like we are the ones who got the money, that we donated this amount, just so they can keep track of how much everybody's donating. But even though it says Phi Sigma Sigma, your money is going to the 4 Diamonds Foundation. 4 Diamonds is a foundation that raises money through THON. What they do is they provide coverage for every single medical expense that children who are getting cancer treatment, who are Pennsylvania residents, getting treatment at the Penn State Hershey Hospital. They will cover the entire medical costs of their treatments for the rest of their life. It's truly an amazing, amazing foundation. The leftover money goes towards research and supplies and treatments and just keeping the hospital stocked and research going. Really is just the most beautiful, amazing cause. During THON weekend, it is a 3-day weekend. We stand for 46 hours. And I mean we stand on our feet. You get there and you do not sit down unless you are in the bathroom until those 46 hours are over, when they sit down and right before they reveal the total. It is the most physically exhausting experience, but I will never not do it because I can stand for 46 hours and put myself through that if these children are battling cancer every single day of their life. It's us quite literally taking a stand against cancer for 46 hours. There's a bunch of different events that go on. There's a pep rally, there's Go-Go Gadget, there's all these performances. It's really fun. It's really amazing. You get to meet the THON families that you connect with through your organization, through your club, through your sorority. It is just so magical, and there is nothing like it in the world. So I highly encourage you to get involved in THON. I highly encourage you to donate, please, to the donor drive. It'll be the first link in my bio. When you click my link in bio, it'll be the very first thing on there. Any donation is accepted. That's all I really have to say about Penn State for now. Like I said, I'm going to make longer videos about specific topics that I don't want to go too into detail about right now because I've talked enough. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much. Of course, subscribe if you enjoyed. And we are